Hey there guys, welcome to AFC Game by Game. This is my review of Arsenal's 2-0 victory today over Southampton. Really good performance, really good performance, especially in that first half, which is honestly probably the only real talking point of this video. It really did start to tail off in that second half, and it's a real shame that it is only 2-0. We had an opportunity today to really avenge what was a terrible result away from home at St Mary's against Southampton a couple of months ago and really put them to the slaughter. I thought we had a great opportunity to do that today. We had so many chances. Mesut Ozil, when he came on, put 3 on a plate for Aubameyang. It should have been about 5 or 6-0 in this match, but unfortunately it is only 2. But nonetheless, I think we've got to look at the positives. The big one is, of course, getting the 3 points. We really needed that. And it does put us in 4th. Of course, Chelsea have still got to play. United are only a point behind us. So it is extremely tight at the top there. We have got difficult games coming up. But this, in terms of a confidence boost, in terms of morale within the team, this is massive, this victory. And the way we played in that first half, the combination play, was really good, positive football. Didn't see that against Barté in the first leg, didn't see that in the game against Huddersfield, and the team just looked to have a lot more cohesion, a lot more understanding, and overall a lot more balance and chemistry. And I think we've really missed that where we've been playing this 3 at the back system. Don't get me wrong, I've said it before, I do think it works when we've got players at our disposal like Rob Holding, like Bellerin. Unfortunately, we don't have those players at the minute, and that flat back 4 really allows the likes of Mkhitaryan, Iwobi, Ramsey in this instance to play well. A lot of people are a bit disappointed with regards to the team lineup not to see Ozil start after his good display against Barté on Thursday. I could kind of understand the logic behind it. I think Emery really is making the most of this squad. He brought Ozil on for the last half an hour, and let's not forget he played 90 minutes against Barté. He'll probably play in that game against Bournemouth in midweek. Aubameyang the exact same with him. I was disappointed not to see him start, but he came on with about 15 minutes to go, and I do think it is a case of Emery utilising all the players at his disposal. Has to be said that 3 behind Lacazette today, including Lacazette himself, of course, all played really well. Mkhitaryan I thought was brilliant in the first half. Iwobi had probably one of his best games so far this season, and Aaron Ramsey and Granit Xhaka pulling the strings in midfield. I thought those two worked really well today. Torreira as well was brilliant, and I think you have to give some plaudits to the defence. Let's not get it twisted. On another day, Southampton would have scored a couple of goals against us if it wasn't for a few brilliant saves from Leno. He had a really great game today. Of course, I still think he's got a bit of work to do in terms of playing it out of his feet. He does make some passes which I'm kind of left scratching my chin over because they don't really make sense to me. But some of the saves he makes, his reflexes, his one-on-ones, absolutely brilliant. I do hope with a bit more time and with a better defence in front of him, he will only improve. But the defence looked good today. It was a very solid back 4. Kolasinac, left back, was brilliant. He was absolutely outstanding today. Made some really penetrative driving runs going forward. Mustafi and Socrates, I thought they were both brilliant. I mean, they did go up a little bit too high at times, which really did cost us, especially in the opening minutes of the game where Redmond was through because of our high line, and he really should have scored if it wasn't for a great save from Leno. But they had opportunities as well. Armstrong had a great header saved. Southampton did have their chances, and they're a very poor team as well. So the fact that we're giving them opportunities is slightly worrying. But I think we've got to accept now that we know how poor our defence is, and we are going to give away a lot of opportunities in each game. But I think the defence is slowly getting there. So our second clean sheet on the bounce, as I say, Mustafi, I thought he looked really good today. Certainly looks a lot better alongside someone like Socrates. And we saw Koscielny come on. I thought he looked good in the last 30 minutes of the game. Lichtsteiner started, and I thought he was quietly having a fairly decent game today. Didn't have a lot to do, but put in some good crosses. Actually made some good driving runs going forward, considering he's 35 years old. But he did go off injured, and I do think it opens up an opportunity for Carl Jenkinson, who's not getting a look in at the minute. And I mention it every single video, but I am amazed that he's not even getting in the matchday squad. So I hope it gives the manager something to think about with regards to that. But the defence looks a lot more promising, I would say. It's not quite a finished article, and I know that we're going to have to bring in a commanding centre half, but I don't think Mustafi is the dreadful player that a lot of people make him out to be. I do think when he's got a good partner alongside him, he can be very good, and I actually thought he looked quite decent at right back when he played there. I don't think he's the long-term option. I hate to say it. I think he's a player that's useful, and I do think alongside someone like a Koulibaly or a Van Dijk, for example, he would look a better player because he is very good with his feet. He's very good at playing out from the back. He's actually very good at taking it past players and picking out a pass. It's just his positioning is questionable. His tackling at times can be questionable. He's very rash, quick to think, not in the good sense, but he is a player that I can definitely appreciate the good things he does. If he can just eradicate those little errors from his game, he will be a great player. It's just he's been at Arsenal 2 seasons now, and he's still very much a player that does make those issues, make those errors for himself. So, you know, part of me is still hoping it will keep him on for another season and put him alongside a towering centre half. But good game today. That's what I really wanted to highlight. Socrates as well. But all round, I was very pleased with the defensive performance. It certainly looks a lot better than it has done in recent weeks. But the opening goal, brilliant work from the team. Lacazette with a very clever finish, and then just 10 minutes later, Mkhitaryan with the great handiwork of Iwobi in this instance, playing him in, and just a really cool, well-placed finish. To make it 2-0, and as I say, we had more opportunities. We really should have scored a couple more. Lacazette had a brilliant chance just from about 2-3 yards out from goal to make it 3-0 before half time. Unfortunately, he couldn't take it. But the game's ended 2-0. I think we've got to be a bit more ruthless in terms of games like this. I don't like that we come out into the second half and we kind of accept that we've got 2-0 and we sit on it. We had a real chance to go at Southampton today. They're a club that are really in a bit of a pickle at the minute, so it's a shame we didn't take advantage of that. But Bournemouth on Wednesday night is not going to be an easy game, certainly not one we can take for granted. Won't be as easy as the game was today, that's for sure. But I really do think we've got to stick with either a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-1-2-1-2. Unfortunately, if we're going with the first option, it does mean sacrificing one of Aubameyang or Lacazette, or putting Aubameyang out wide, so it's not favourable. But it was good to see us play with kind of proper wide men today. Mkhitaryan and Iwobi really hugged the lines well, so I was pleased to see that. And I do think next season Iwobi is definitely a wide option for us. I think we've spoken a lot about him playing as a number 10 potentially, but I think it's quite obvious that he's a winger as he's starting to develop and mature at Arsenal. So for me, he's a wide option next season. We've got Reece Nelson coming back, but we need to explore bringing in some wide men if we are going to play 4-2-3-1, because we just can't do it to a good level without those players. I mean we can, and we have done it today, but I think with proper wingers, with Lacazette and Aubameyang in the team, we can be a really serious threat of a side. So, I mean, that's something to think about in the summer. It's too early to think about that for now, but I'm definitely excited by this team. We've got some massive games coming up. Bournemouth get out of the way first, get 3 points there, and then it's Spurs away, which will be very difficult. I mentioned in the review of the Barté game that going there and getting 3 points will be really difficult. I still think it will be, but given that Spurs have just lost to Burnley, it does show that they are susceptible to damage. I still don't think we'll go and get a win. A point would be a great result, considering we've got United after that, and if we beat them at home, that would be a great result. They, of course, have drawn 0-0 with Liverpool today, and they've got a shed load of injuries, so that'll be a tough game as well. And of course, they are flying high. Let's not forget that they're doing very well under Solskjaer, and they did knock us out of the FA Cup, so they are a team to be reckoned with. So I'm excited for both of those games, and I really do. I don't think they'll be defining games as such, because I do still think we've got the easiest run-in out of all of these sides. But to win against one of them and to not lose in either of them would be fantastic for morale, and then we can kind of really focus on that run-in of the season, use the squad well, and as well focus on the Europa League, which will be great for us as well. So it can still be a very positive end to the season, but we've got to see less of the performances that we did in the game against Barté and Huddersfield. We just need to improve, and certainly the squad did that today, and it was a really delightful performance to watch. But anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. Please do drop a like on this video if you have enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I'll speak to you very soon. See you later, guys.